My mother slapped me in front of 60 guests, screamed, "Get out of my house," and forgot I was the one paying the mortgage, so I made one phone call and let her find out on a Friday. My mother's hand hit my cheek so hard the string quartet missed a note. 60 guests, white tents, champagne flutes frozen midair, every eye on the red mark blooming across my face. She stood there in a $4,600 designer dress, the one I paid for without her knowing, and screamed, "Get out of my house." So I left, straight-backed, silent, but not finished. For 7 years after my father died, I kept her world from collapsing. Mortgage, country club dues, car lease, credit cards, staff, a marble fountain she insisted had to keep running because a dry fountain tells people everything. $812,000. She never asked where it came from. I never made her. The accounts were mine. The payments were mine. She thought it was my father's ghost keeping the lights on. That Monday morning, I called my banker. "Cancel all of it," I said. "Mortgage, club, car, the card, all of it? Every account connected to Evelyn Whitmore." By Friday, her car was gone. She left a voicemail, voice shaking. "They took it, Claire." Then a breath. The neighbors saw. That was what broke her. Not the loss, the witnesses. I got dressed and went to work. Her lawyer showed up at 10 a.m., navy suit, leather folder, silver hair, the whole performance. He sat across from me and used the word estate like it was a shield. "Your mother believes you withheld funds from your late father's estate." I slid a binder across the table. 7 years of statements. Every payment, every transfer, every quiet, invisible rescue. He opened it. The room went silent except for paper turning. His expression didn't crack. Men like him don't perform surprise. But his posture shifted. He went back 2 pages, then forward, then back again. "These payments," he said slowly. "All from you?" "Yes." "She had no legal claim?" "None." "Was there ever a written agreement?" "No." He closed the binder halfway, then opened it again, like hoping the numbers would rearrange into something more useful for his client. They didn't. My phone rang. A woman named Ava, the catering manager my mother had blamed for the whole scene. "I wanted to thank you," she said, "and I thought you should know. Your mother is refusing to pay our invoice. She says our staff caused the disturbance." My hands went still. "Ms. Whitmore," Ava said carefully, "we had a set-up camera near the fountain. It wasn't meant to capture anything personal. I already knew what was coming." "It captured everything," she said. Across the table, the lawyer's eyes met mine. "Send it," I said. "Are you sure?" "Send it to me." I looked at him. "And send a copy to Mr. Arnold Price. He represents my mother. He should see everything before he sends another letter." The lawyer's jaw tightened. He slid his card across the table without a word. I read the email address aloud to Ava. The video arrived that afternoon. No sound at first. High angle, the fountain, the guests, my mother's sea glass dress bright against the lawn. Then the audio kicked in, her voice sharp and clear through the tiny speaker. "Having a conversation with the help?" Then her hand moved. The slap sounded worse on camera. Sharper, smaller, crueler. I watched myself stand there with my palm against my cheek. I watched 60 people watch me. I watched my mother scream at me to leave. I watched myself walk away, straight-backed, silent, past the fountain, past the lemon trees, past the bartender staring at his glass. I looked weak in that moment. I did not. I looked done. That evening, Arnold Price sent one email. "Based on documentation received today, there is no legal basis for continued claims against your accounts. I have advised my client accordingly." One line below, handwritten and scanned. "I have also advised Mrs. Whitmore to resolve outstanding vendor invoices." I read it twice. Then I forwarded it to the country club, the mortgage company, the car dealership, every institution that had ever called me when she didn't pay. My mother had spent 7 years building a life on my silence. I just made noise.